Hey everybody, welcome to Visual Communication Media. My name is Adam Rozeski. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of you. So excited! Got a few answers in on the live lecture. Also saw some assignments come in. I will start taking a look at them probably around Monday or so. Just to give everybody a heads up. If I got some time this weekend, I'll take a look early. Other than that, let's get in. So, second announcement. Just to let everybody know, I posted the student example and the lecture slides in the Teams page where lecture 1 is at for the slides. If you need the link or anything, just contact me, or if you want me to deliver the example, I'm okay with that as well. Other than that, let's get into it. So this week we talked about, in class, we talked about sensory communication and the history of visual media as a whole throughout time, and the mediums that it was used to really communicate using visuals. We talked about sensory responses and the different types of criteria that focus on sensory responses and positive responses from people when they look at visuals using sensory elements. We talked about color, we talked about nonverbal communication, we also talked about balance and layout. There was one factor we didn't talk about, and this is what we're going to focus on today, is lines and their usage and why they are important overall. So line is pretty interesting. Line is one of the basic elements of visual communication. It directs the flow of movement and the flow of content. And without lines, you really can't keep things structured or contained or really focused in a lot of different areas. It helps divide space and creates an emphasis on a specific area a lot of times. It helps direct the viewer's movement and the viewer's eye focus as well. Each type of line, and also different types of lines, represent different kinds of moods or senses when you take a look at a lot of things. For example, straight lines, they give the impression of strictness and rigidity. A lot of companies, company groups use straight lines to showcase organization and reliability and trust based upon continuous where you expect things to be and go from those areas. Curved lines are a little different. They show playfulness and grace. These lines are a lot more flexible. When you tend to see these in visuals, people, groups, and companies use these to showcase security, but not like the security of like organization or reliability, but the trust to put viewers at ease that you don't have to be tied down to a strict mindset or a strict layout. Curved lines kind of add a little bit of fun to it, so it allows to bring viewers a little bit more relaxed compared to like the structure that you would see from like a lot of consistent lines in those areas. So you tend to see these a lot in like fun elements and like media. Curved lines tend to pop out a lot of different areas. But yeah, that's a good example. There's also diagonal lines. Diagonal lines are pleasant and stimulating the eye, especially when you see a lot of them when they're kind of spaced out, and they help direct the viewer's eyes. A lot of times when you see diagonal lines, they usually point to a specific area. However, using too many can cause confusion and tension. So if you, like this picture right here, example, if you kind of stare into it a little bit, it kind of stresses your eye out because it's trying to focus on so many lines at once. It can be a little tough, but you tend to see these to use to promote exciting events or to focus people to a specific area to look at and to convince them. You see this a lot of persuasive communication, especially with advertisements. Now there's also thick dark lines. They're meant for boldness. They're used for confidence and strength. They're meant for groups or to organizations or things to be pure successful, and you want to go take a look at this. For example, sporting events, concerts, any type of movies are usually used with bold, thick lines to really pronounce what's going to be there, and you should go take a look at a lot of different areas. So that's another thing. You also have thin light lines. This is another example. These are meant for delicacy and gentleness, meant for an organized but not an overbearing look. Companies use these to showcase beauty without intimidation. That's a big thing there. So you tend to see these a lot in like beauty advertisements, clothing lines, any type of art-focused groups to showcase some artistic flair and style, but also some curvature to it as well. That's a big aspect. And then finally, group lines. They're meant for exploration. They're used to show data easily. Companies use these to showcase numbers or research. These are meant to showcase facts. We tend to see these a lot when people are trying to convince somebody by using some type of statistic or trying to use data to prove a point in a lot of different areas. And because they're grouped like this, we can focus on the numbers and how things are compared to from more than an A and B perspective. We can see it from the C, D, and E element as well, where you can see all the different options and the different statuses and characteristics and how they're kind of viewed in a data point perspective. So yeah, these are usually used for like scientific papers, graphs, charts. Group lines are meant to showcase data, and that's a big thing. But these are just 6 examples of how lines can be used, and how people can be affected when they take a look at these things, and how they're supposed to respond based upon their organization, their structure, and where they're used at in a lot of different ways. So that's another element to sensory communication and the type of characteristics that go about that response. Just give you a little insight on lines and what they do. Now, there's more lines, like there's dotted lines, there's faded in lines, faded out lines. There's so many different types of lines and how they're used, and we see this a lot in fonts, different areas, but we'll get a little bit more into that when we talk about text and symbols, when we take a look at semiotics in a lot of different ways, come week 3, which is tied to perception, and go from there. But yeah, lines are important. Lines help direct eye movement, and they help keep things organized, but also kind of structured as well. And that's a big thing, but also the type of lines you use showcase the type of personality that you have as well, that you're trying to communicate in the visual, and that's a big thing. All right, just some quick announcements. Other than that, I will take a look at your grades as soon as I can. I'm going to try and aim for Monday and start working through them to Thursday. I usually have them done by Thursday next week for week 1. I try to do my best by then. Just give everybody a heads up. So next week we're back to normal. Lectures will be at Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. They'll always be on Tuesday from here on out. Also, I will have your new rubrics, your live lectures the new live lecture links and everything posted by Monday. Please keep an eye that your reply posts are due tomorrow, Saturday night, and then your live lecture assignment and your written assignment are due Sunday night as well. If you need more time or if you need anything, please contact me ahead of time. Please don't wait till the last minute. That way we can get a hold of it and I can give you some more time and go from there. Other than that, that's all I got. Be safe, have fun, enjoy. Hope to see everybody for lecture next week, and keep an eye for my first announcement on Monday. Just to give everybody an intro into what we're going to be focusing on next week with perceptual communication. And that's pretty much it. All right, everybody. Take it easy. Have fun. I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a happy Mother's Day for all your mothers out there. And take it easy. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.